Hello, and welcome to VRCore Software's fourth and final video for the Note Central note-taking system. Now I'm going to demonstrate the Note Ghost program, which is the fourth program. So, still a standard installation, specific notes for Note Ghost, license agreement. As you can see, it still has a very small file size, just like the rest of the programs. Now it's installed, simple as that. So now I'm going to start Note Central, and I'm going to start Note Ghost. Now, Note Ghost is very comparable to Note Taker in that they can both be used to take notes. But where Note Ghost shines is that Note Ghost comes in handy where there is no place to take notes, such as this place here on the screen, on the desktop. So I'm going to show you right now what I have in the notes file. So I have this part here, Note Ghost Notes, and nothing there. So that's what I have for the notes. So now I'm going to close this window. So there's no text prompt here, but the main feature of Note Ghost is the Ghost Write mode, which when it's turned on, all of your letters, numbers, and symbol keys on your keyboard, all of their input gets directed right to Note Ghost instead of whatever program you're working on. And so the only exception to that is the left shift key, whereas even though that's picked up by Note Ghost for capital letters, that still slips through to the program, but that shouldn't be too much of a big deal. And then the rest of the keys as well also get sent through, including the number pad keys. So now the two main hotkeys for Note Ghost is Control-Alt-Right bracket, which I just pressed, and that turns on Ghost Write mode. So now I can type in, say for example, this is a test note made with Note Ghost. Now I'm going to push Control-Alt-Left bracket to disable Ghost Write mode, and that also saves the note to the note file. So now if I bring up the window again, show the notes file, there you go. Whoops, I guess I forgot to type the T. This is a test note made with Note Ghost. So you see, I just come over here and just quickly make any adjustments to the notes I want. Now, just to show that this does not interfere with any program at all, that all inputs directed to Note Ghost, I'm going to do it again here on Notepad. Here you would just normally use Note Taker, but again I'm using this to demonstrate the fact that no keys are sent to the program that you're using. So I'm going to turn Ghost Write mode on and type in, this is yet another note written with Note Ghost. I think I misspelled ghost, but okay. So I'm going to put Control-Alt-Left bracket and now bring up the notes. So as you can see, nothing was typed in Notepad because everything was directed to Note Ghost. Now I'm going to bring up the note file. Yes, I typed a C instead of a G. So there we go. Note fix. This is yet another note written with Note Ghost. Simple as that. Now as you can see here, the only downside to Note Ghost is that because the program doesn't rely on any text prompts, you don't need to worry about having a text prompt around. That means that it doesn't use text prompts, so the only downside is that you can't see the note as you're typing it, since you can type it anywhere. But then again, it's very easy to then go and bring up your notes and make any adjustments to the notes that you want, and that goes for any notes that you take with a note taker as well. You can always go back and easily adjust them later. Because the main goal that I'm looking that I want with the note taker system is that I want everything to be seamless, fully integrated, not interfering at all with whatever program you're using. And so with Note Ghost, it allows you to type notes even right in the middle of programs without even interfering with those programs. Like for example, I mentioned before this game I've shown in a couple of my videos called Dungeon Defenders. See, so same thing here. This uses the various letters and spacebar to move around. But now if I turn on Ghost Write mode, now those keys are disabled, and now I can type in this is just a quick note. And you see how that map came up briefly there? That's just because I pushed the shift key and that leaked through. So now if I put Control Alt left bracket, minimize this, and bring up my notes again. There you go. This is just a quick note. So again, it's just as simple as that. Again, that's pretty much all there is to Note Ghost because it is the most simple program. Here are the hotkeys that you can adjust for it. You don't even have to worry about the modes for this because the modes are for text prompts. Now what I also want to show is that there are 3 text commands that only work when you're using them in Ghost Write mode. So I'm going to go ahead and write those down. Since those are only triggered by Ghost Write mode, I can just type them here. So they are quit ghost, and a ghost. Now the ghost command is basically the same thing as writing the set file write command. Whoops, which I just accidentally triggered. And a ghost is the same thing as writing the set file name command. Now the reason why I have them simplified for Note Ghost is just so that they're easier to type in Ghost Write mode and there's less chance of accidentally mistyping them. So for example, like I said, the first one is quit ghost, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on Ghost Write mode on, then type in / quit ghost, then Control Alt left bracket, and just like that, Note Ghost has just quit, and I can show that here. There you go, now only Note Central is running. So now I can start that back up again. Okay, so now Note Ghost is running again. So now to show you the next one, so now let's say I wanted to have the write file called new write file.txt and then put / ghost. Control Alt left bracket to turn off Ghost Write mode, and there you go, new write file. Now, like I was saying, a ghost changes both of them. So now if I type in, so I'm going to turn on Ghost Write mode and then type in new file name for both files .txt. Then Control Alt left bracket. Actually, you know what? I think I might have forgotten to type in the aghost command. I did forget to type in the aghost command. Sorry about that. So I'm going to type in Control Alt right bracket, new file name .txt / aghost. Control Alt left bracket, and there you go. New file name now written for both of them. So again, it's just as simple as that. And so Note Ghost, just like Note Taker, uses the writing to file, whereas Note Scanner and Note Central use the reading from file. So that's pretty much all there is to Note Ghost. Like I said, it is the simplest one to use of the programs, because mainly because you don't have to worry about the mode commands. So now the last thing that I'll conclude this video with is just by saying that as I've mentioned before, I am continually working to improve these programs. These programs, I still, as of making these videos, they're still considered to be in the beta version. I'm going to continue testing to find any minute bugs that might be left, which so far I haven't been able to find anymore. I'm going to add new features. I already have a list of them planned. I hope to hear from the community of any other features they might want in there, or otherwise improvements I can make. And once I've gathered enough improvements, new features, possibly bug corrections, and anything else like that, as well as questions about how these programs work, I might go on to make a 5th video to kind of sum all those together and have all those things demonstrated and answered. So with that, I believe that concludes the last video for the Note Central system. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoy the programs, and thank you very much for your support as well. So, goodbye.